Ayan, so ilang araw na lang, mag-board exam na kayo. So, syempre, hindi naman kami papayag na mag-take kayo ng board exam na hindi kayo ready. So, this day, papasabog ko sa inyo yung mga information na nalaman ng dede ko. Diba sabi ko sa inyo, external storage ko yan, okay? Pero kailangan maghanap din kayo ng paglalagyan. Okay, ready na? Okay, so ito yung mga salient concepts na lumalabas sa Gen Ed every season. So, take note of this. Okay, so first part, for your vocabulary. Okay, so actually, few months ago ko lang siya na-discover. Di ba mayroong games na sa inyong application, sa Merriam-Webster, laruin niyo yung mga games na yon. Yung build your vocabulary. O, wag na yung true or false and name that thing, ha. Yung lang, build your vocabulary. So, yung mga words na nandoon, doon lang nila kinukuha yung mga lumalabas sa board exam. So, make it a habit na everyday, you play that application of this 15 minutes or 30 minutes. The same time, you are learning and then you are having fun. So, hindi nyo mapapansin, nagre-review na kayo. Okay, so, ito yung mga usual words na lumalabas sa board exam. So, we have the word rancor, carnal, candor, transmuted, mundane, apocalyptic, emulating, profanity, loquacious, voracious, volition, aplomb, penchant, pulchritude, and a lot more. Basta, laruin nyo lang yung mga games na nandoon, okay? And then, we have your Philippine literature. So, ito yung mga tao that you should be familiar with. Okay, so we have Kama poet, that is Jose Garcia Villa. Okay, pero pa ang tanong sa inyo, who is the first national artist for literature awarded in 1973? So, ito lang natandaan nyo. First national artist, 1973. Oh, the same answer, Jose Garcia Villa. Okay, paano naman pa ang tanong? There is a Spanish influence. Okay, last season, Spanish ang tanong nila. Nung sumunod, Hispanic. Oh, the same answer, Nick Joaquin. Okay, Spanish, Hispanic, Nick Joaquin. And then, paano pa ang question naman is American culture, okay? A migrant Filipino writer wherein the Filipinos concept of American culture is depicted in most of his writings. So, pag American, that is Bienvenido Santos, okay? American Bienvenido Santos. Another one, kapag tinanong sa inyo, who is famous for the love sonnets that she wrote? Pag love sonnet, that is Ofelia Di Malanta. Okay, love sonnet, Ofelia Di Malanta. Okay, another one. Pag tinanong sa inyo, who is the father of Ilocano literature? That is Pedro Bucaneg. Siya yung nagsulat ng Bayag ni Lamang. Biag ni Lamang. Okay, that is by Pedro Bucaneg. Okay, Ilocano literature. Nakuha guys? So sila yung mga tao na lumalabas sa inyong Philippine literature. Paano naman pag world literature? So these are the persons, these are the writings that you should be familiar with. Okay, sino ang greatest sonnet writer? William Shakespeare. Greatest sonnet writer? William Shakespeare, okay? Greatest English writer, greatest sonnet writer, William Shakespeare. Tandaan nyo lang, pag ang tanong sa inyo, greatest, the answer is William Shakespeare. Who is known as the Bard of Avon, okay? Bard of Avon, that is still William Shakespeare. So, tatlo yung title ni Bakla. Siya yung greatest sonnet writer, greatest English writer, and the Bard of Avon. Nakuha, guys? Paano naman ba tinanong sa inyo, who is the father of English literature? Geoffrey Chaucer. So, he is famous for his writing, Canterbury Tales. Okay? Geoffrey Chaucer. Paano pag tinanong naman, sino ang morning star of English literature? The same answer, Geoffrey Chaucer. Okay? Father, morning star of English literature, Geoffrey Chaucer. Who is the father of horror stories? Edgar Allan Poe. Pero paano pag walang horror stories? You answer, detective stories. Okay, that is still Edgar Allan Poe. Horror stories, detective stories, Edgar Allan Poe. Nakuha, guys? Okay, next one. Paano pag tinanong sa inyo, sino daw yung foremost French short story writer? O pag French, that is Guy de Maupassant. Siya yung author ng The Necklace. Okay, tandaan nyo na lang, French Maupassant. Okay, French Maupassant. Another one. Pag tinanong naman sa inyo, sino daw yung greatest orator of the world? That is Cicero. C-I-C-E-R-O. Okay, greatest orator of the world, Cicero. Pag tinanong naman sa inyo, he is recognized for his vivid description. Keyword nyo doon is vivid description. That is Homer. Okay, vivid description. That is Homer. Mabati na sa inyo, what is the greatest lyric poem in the world? That is the Psalms of David. Okay? Greatest lyric poem in the world, that is Psalms of David. Nakuha, guys? Okay, so yan yung mga, yan yung mga tao that you should be familiar with. Now, memorize nyo ba yung inyong mga philosophers? Like Aristotle, Plato. Ganito yan, guys. Pag hindi nyo maalala ang philosophers, anong gagawin? Chupaa. Okay? Natandaan nyo lang, chupaa. Sino yung unang chumapa? Letter T, that is Thales. Thales of Miletus, he replaced Smith with natural law. Okay, next is that is Socrates. Ang kanyang famous contribution naman is the questioning method. Okay, or the Socratic method or Socratic dialogue. And then, sumunod na chumapa ay si Plato. So, si Plato yung author ng The Republic. Okay, so sinupa ni Plato si Aristotle. Okay, so Aristotle naman is the father of biology. At sinupa naman ni Aristotle si Alexander the Great. So, he is a great conqueror. So, kung hindi ninyo maalala yung inyong mga philosophers, anong gagawin? Chupaa. Naintindihan? Anong ginawa nila? Nagchupaan sila. So, yun yung inyong mga philosophers. Next one, aralin naman natin yung mga works ni Shakespeare. Okay, so ito lang yung mga keyword ninyo. Pag sinabing ambition for power, okay, overwhelming ambition for power is the cause of downfall of man. That is Macbeth. Okay, ambition for power, Macbeth. Pag to be or not to be, that is Hamlet. To be or not to be, Hamlet. Okay, pero pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the mood of the line? To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the churot-churot of the churot-churot. So, the answer is indecision. Kasi hindi siya makadecide kung to be or not to be. Pag tinanong naman sa inyo, this is a story of two ill-starred lovers from warring families, love and war, that is Romeo and Juliet. Love and war, Romeo and Juliet. Paano naman pag tinanong sa inyo? The quality of mercy is not strained. If it is about mercy, it is your Merchant of Venice. Okay? Mercy, Merchant of Venice. Pero pag tinanong, what is the main thought of Merchant of Venice? Isasagot nyo doon, mercy is spontaneous and freely given. Okay? Mercy is spontaneous and freely given. Kasi kinumpare niya yung mercy sa rain. So the rain is spontaneous, it is naturally occurring, and then it is freely given. Okay? Nakuha, guys? Pag tinanong naman kayo, what is the general theme of Rubaiyat? Written by Omar Khayyam. Rubaiyat. Okay? Hanapin nyo lang doon yung word na pleasure. Ang kanyang mga thoughts ay carpe diem, seize the day, live life to the fullest, grasp pleasure while you can, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you will die. So, hanapin nyo lang doon, pleasure. Nakuha, guys? What is the longest epic of India? Longest, mahaba, that is Mahabharata. Okay? Longest, mahaba, Mahabharata. But what is the medieval German epic? Basta German, pag hindi mo pronounce, German na yan. Okay? Lied. Okay? Basta tandaan nyo lang, nagsisimula sa ni, nagtatapos sa lied. Okay? That is your Nibelungen lied. Basta pag hindi nyo maalala, nagsisimula sa ni, nagtatapos sa lied, lied. Bahala na kayo kung ano nasa gitna. Naintindihan? Okay, next one. What is the collection of Indian sacred hymns? So, pag sinabi natin sacred hymns, that is Rig Veda. Collection of Indian sacred hymns, Rig Veda. But careful, baka mamaya nakalagay doon collection of Indian sacred texts. Pag collection naman ng Indian sacred text, that is Upanishad. Okay? Upanishad. Nakuha, guys? Okay. Sino si Samuel Langhorne Clemens? He is Mark Twain. Okay. Now, aralin naman natin yung mga types of poetry. Okay. So, for example, pag sinabi natin with meter, no rhyme. With meter, no rhyme. That is blank verse. Okay? Pag without meter, without rhyme, that is free verse. Ulitin natin. Pag with meter, no rhyme, blank verse. Without meter, without rhyme, free verse. A narrative poem intended to be sung is ballad. O pag may word na narrative, that is ballad. A poem intended to be sung is lyric. Okay? Narrative poem intended to be sung, ballad. A poem intended to be sung is lyric. Okay? Song for the dead, elegy. Song for the dead, elegy. Message for the dead, eulogy. Okay? Pagka song, elegy. Pag message, eulogy. Pag tinanong sa inyo, it is a lengthy poem about a heroic figure. O, keyword nyo lang doon, heroic, that is epic. Okay? Heroic, epic. Pero pag ang tanong, it is a lengthy poem about life in rural areas. Okay? Pag life in rural areas, that is your pastoral. Rural, pastoral. Heroic, epic, rural, pastoral. Nakuha, guys? Okay, next one. It is a poem composed of 14 lines. Pag 14, that is sonnet. Okay? 14 lines, sonnet. Pero paano pag 5 lines lang? Pag 5 lines, that is Tanka. Tanka. It is a Japanese poem composed of 5 lines. Tanka. Pero pag 3 lines, haiku. Okay? 5 lines, tanka. 3 lines, haiku. It is composed of 31 syllables. 31 syllables is tanka. 17 syllables, haiku. Okay? The pattern is 575. 575, haiku. 57577, tanka. 575, haiku. 57577, tanka. O, nature as the topic, haiku. Love and nature as the topic, tanka. Nature as the topic, haiku. Love and nature as the topic, tanka. Okay, sige, practice natin. Ano ang narrative poem intended to be sung? If it is a poem intended to be sung. With meter, no rhyme? Without meter, without rhyme. What is the song for the dead? What is the message for the dead? A heroic figure. Rural areas. Nature as the topic. Love and nature as the topic. 3 lines. 5 lines. 17 syllables. 31 syllables. 575. 57577. 14 lines. Sonnet. Who is the greatest sonnet writer? William Shakespeare. Pero pag love sonnet, Ophelia Di Malanta. Nakuha, guys? Okay, so that is your poetry. Okay, next one, we have your grammar and correct usage. Mag-ano lang tayo, drill lang tayo regarding your in, on, and at. So, ganito lang yun, guys. Tandaan nyo lang, yung in, ginagamit if you are talking about something very general. Okay? But if you are talking about something specific, you use on. But if you are talking about something very specific, you use at. Okay? Anong gagamitin pag very general? In. Okay? Pag specific, on. Pero pag very specific, at. Naintindihan? Practice tayo. When I say Philippines, in. Kasi malawak yung Philippines. When I say Manila, in. Manila. Kasi malawak yung Manila. But when I say Ipil Street, you use on. Okay? Kasi pagka name of streets, boulevards, avenues, and roads, you use on. But if I say 533 Ipil Street, that's the time you are going to use at. Okay? Because that is an exact location, an exact address, a specific address. Naintindihan? Okay, now let's talk about time. When I say 21st century, you use in. When I say 2017, you use in. When I say January, you use in. But when I say first week of January, on the first week of January. When I say Monday, on Monday. But when I say 9 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock in the morning. When I say 5 p.m., at 5 p.m. Nakuha, guys? Okay. Paano naman pag, means of transportation? Pag sinabi kong jet plane, tandaan nyo na lang, di ba may kantang, I'm living on a jet plane. So, ang ginamit nga ay on. Kasi sa jet plane, nakakatayo ka pa. So, pag nakakatayo ka pa, you use on. Okay? Para ba hindi ka na makatayo, you use in. Okay? Practice tayo. When I say jet plane, on. Pag bus, on. Pag train, on. O, pag jeepney, in. Exception nandoon, pag unano ka, hindi ka na nakakatayo ka pa sa jeepney. Pero pagka jeepney talaga ay in, kasi hindi ka na makatayo doon, diba? And then, pag tricycle, you use in. Naintindihan? Halimbawa naman, delivery of the message. Halimbawa, the message was delivered using printed media. Kung papansinin niyo yung pangalan na printed, may word na in sa gitna. Just encircle the word in. So, meaning you use in. Pero pag halimbawa naman, the message was delivered using your electronic devices. Okay, electronics, may word na on sa electronics. So, ang gagamitin mo ay on. So, for example, sinabi ko, the message was delivered using email, phone, telephone, fax machine, computer. You use on because those are electronic devices. But when I say the message was delivered using mail, letters, journals, diaries, newspaper, you are going to use in because those are printed media. Naintindihan, guys? Okay, next one. Let's proceed to your subject-verb agreement. Okay, dito lang yung technique dyan. Pag hindi ninyo maalala kung ano yung rules na nag-a-apply sa inyong subject-verb agreement, tingnan nyo na lang yung mga choices, itry nyo isa-isa. Kung ano yung masarap pakinggan, that is the correct answer. Kasi usually, pag bad grammar siya, magiging awkward siya sa ating pandinig, okay? Basta tingnan nyo na lang, ano yung masarap pakinggan, that is the correct answer. Naiintindihan? Okay, next one. Let's proceed to your reading techniques. Are you familiar with the scanning and skimming? Okay, pag sinabing scanning, that is quick reading. Pag sinabing skimming, quick reading din. Pareho silang quick reading, but they differ in purpose. Okay? Ganito lang yun, guys. Diba the word is skimming? Ano ang double letter sa word na skimming? Letter M. Okay, and M is your main idea. Okay, so if you're looking for the main idea, you're going to use skimming. Dahil ang double letter sa skimming ay letter M. At ang M ay main idea. But if yung gagamitin naman natin ay scanning, ano ang double letter sa word na scanning? Letter N. That is information. So kung kaya ka nag-quick reading, to look for specific information, ang tawag dyan ay scanning. Okay, scanning. Dahil ang double letter sa scanning ay letter N. At ang N ay information. Ano naman yung previewing? Yung previewing, yan yung ginagamit mo pag bumibili ka ng pocketbook. Okay? Di ba, binabasa mo muna yun sa likod, tapos you flip the pages, tingnan mo kung may bed scene. Pag wala, isa uli mo kasi boring yan. Ganun bumili ng pocketbook. Ang tawag doon ay previewing. You are getting an overview of what is the story all about. So, those are some of our reading techniques. Okay? Figures of speech naman tayo. Pag sinabi natin, direct comparison without the use of like or as, okay, that is metaphor, direct. For example, the sun was a ball of fire over the mountain. Pero pag sinabi natin, indirect comparison with the use of like or as, that is your simile, just like, the sun was like a ball of fire over the mountain. So, ano nga yung giving human attribute to inanimate objects? Okay, personification. Ano naman yung exaggeration? That is hyperbole. Ano naman yung calling to someone as if it is existing but actually it's not? That is your apostrophe. Ano naman yung what is actually stated is the opposite of what you actually meant? That is your irony. So, sarcasm yon. At ano naman yung delivering a word with a negative connotation in a positive way for it not to be offensive. That is your euphemism. Okay, ano naman yung tawag natin doon sa substitution of a part to represent the whole. Substitution of a part to represent the whole is synecdoche. Okay? Substitution of a part to represent the whole, synecdoche. Pero pag hindi siya actual part, pero pwede mo siyang i-associate, ang tawag doon ay metonymy. Association of a part to represent a whole, that is metonymy. Ano yung tawag natin sa reference to a biblical character, historical event, or mythological character? We call it allusion, okay? Pag reference, that is allusion. Pero yung pag-iisip mo na maging kayo rin ng katabi mo, anong tawag dyan? Illusion. And that is not a figure of speech. Naintindihan? So, those are the figures of speech na dapat alam ninyo. Pero actually, guys, sa board exam, basta alam mo yung simile metaphor, may raos mo na yung words. Naintindihan, guys? Okay. Next one, aralin naman natin yung mga yung mga errors na usually nako-commit natin in academic writing, okay? So ang isa diyan ay misplaced modifier. O basta tandaan niyo lang, ang rule natin, the modifier must be placed near the word it modifies. So ilalapit mo yung modifier sa mino-modify niya. And then we have your dangling modifier. Sa dangling modifier naman, hindi mo na state clearly kung ano or sino ang kanyang word na mino-modify. Okay, and then we have your faulty parallelism. So, para maging maganda yung sentence, dapat parallel yung mga structures within. But there are instances na magkakaiba sila ng structure. So, dapat gerund to gerund, noun to noun, pronoun to pronoun, positive to positive, negative to negative, para pareho ng structure so that we are going to achieve parallelism. And of course, we have your comma splice. Yung comma splice, yan yung mga sentence na sobrang mahaba. Tapos, pinagdugtong mo sila and separated it using a comma. So, minsan kasi guys, hindi enough yung tumigil ka lang saglit. May mga bagay na dapat tinutuldo ka na. Tulad ng sentence minsan, hindi enough na maglagay ka lang ng comma when you should have put a period instead. Always remember, wag yung ikakama kung may period. Okay? Doon sa sentence because you're going to commit comma splice. So, those are some of our errors in academic writing. And then, usually, may identifying errors, pero hindi naman kayo mahihirapan dyan dahil sanay naman kayo maghanap ng mali sa iba, di ba? O, gamitin nyo yan sa board exam. And then, we have paragraph organization. So, pag ganun, huwag nyo na itry isa-isa kasi mauubos yung oras nyo. Kasi ang gagawin nyo lang, hanapin nyo yung pinaka-very good opening statement. Your opening statement must be broad. As much as possible, it should present the main idea, the problem, or the scenario. Okay? And then, hanapin mo lang sa choices. Saan doon yung nasimula sa opening statement na napili mo. So, naintindihan? So, yun yung mga possible concepts na lumabas for your English. Okay. Next part, we have your social science. So, yan yung social science ang pinaka-random sa lahat. So, they can ask you questions that you learned when you were in elementary, in high school, or in secondary. So, ito yung mga actual board exam questions na nare-recall ko regarding social science. Okay. Pag history, So, yung tanong, ano daw ang mayroong scientific name na Petecopaga jeffreyi. Okay, Petecopaga jeffreyi, which is considered as extinct. That is your Philippine monkey-eating eagle. Okay, Petecopaga jeffreyi, Philippine monkey-eating eagle. And then, what province was called by the Chinese as Mai? So, Mai is your Mindoro. Okay? Mai is Mindoro. Nakuha, guys? O, ano daw yung first sultanate founded by Syed Abu Bakr in the Philippines? Pag first sultanate, that is Sultanato ng Sulu. Okay? First sultanate, Sultanato ng Sulu. Ano yung tawag sa barangay crier that announces the laws promulgated by the dato? That is your Umalahokan. Okay? Barangay crier, Umalahokan. Okay? So, yun yung mga lumalabas sa history. O, minsan naman, ang question nila is current events. So, ito lumabas na siya last September 2016. Sino daw ang first Mindanaoan and 16th president? Of course, that is Rodrigo Duterte. Okay? And then, question din nila last time, ano daw yung first satellite na nilaunch ng Philippines, that is your Diwata 1. Okay, Diwata 1. But then, a few months ago, nirelease nila yung ikalawa. Oh, what do you think is the name? That is Diwata 2. Okay, pag nauna, Diwata 1. Pag pangalawa, Diwata 2. Oh, ito pa, ano yung mga pinag-usapan ngayon ng mga issues sa Philippines? O, di ba yun nangyari sa Marawi? So, baka mamaya lumabas yung Mauti Group, okay? Or yung naman, pag-host natin ng ASEAN 50, or yung bakit wakas agad yung yung Mulawin versus Ravenna dahil sa bird flu o yung mga ganon. So, yun yung mga possible current events na lumabas sa board exam. Naintindihan? O minsan naman, ang tanong nila ay general information. Just like, what is the largest continent? Asia. What is the largest country in Asia? China. What is the largest in population? China. What is the largest island? Greenland. Okay? What is the largest island in the Philippines? Luzon. How many islands are there in the Philippines? Baga meron sa choices, 7,641, that is the correct answer. Meaning, na-update na nila yung kanilang answer key, okay? Pero pag wala, you can answer 7,107. What is the largest desert? So, ganito yun, guys. The answer is Antarctica. Pero halimbawa, wala sa choices ang Antarctica, you can answer Sahara, okay? Kapag ang tanong sa inyo ay largest desert, you are going to answer Antarctica. Pag wala sa choices ang Antarctica, anong isasagot? Okay, Sahara. Okay, so those are some of the actual board exam questions pagdating sa social science. Okay, now, naglalabas sila ng mga question regarding law. Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano ang nag-establish ng bicameralism in the Philippines? That is your Jones Law. Okay, bicameralism, Jones Law. Pero pag tinanong sa inyo, what served as training ground for national leaders? Training ground for national leaders, that is bicameralism. Okay? Training ground for national leaders, bicameralism. What is the fundamental law of the land? Fundamental law of the land is Constitution. Okay? Fundamental law of the land, Constitution. Oh, lagay nyo dyan. Pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the law that states that the Philippines will be granted sovereignty as long as a stable government is established, you answer preamble of the Jones Law. Okay? O, keyword nila doon, stable government, preamble of the Jones Law. Pero ano naman yung nag-state ng intentions ng Americans to stay in the Philippines? Intention to stay is your benevolent assimilation policy. Intention to stay, benevolent assimilation policy. Ano naman yung the Philippines will be granted 10-year transition in preparation for democracy. Pag 10-year transition, that is your Batas Tidings McDuffie. 10-year transition, Batas Tidings McDuffie. Ano ang nag-establish ng civil government in the Philippines? Civil government, rather say, that is your Cooper Act. Okay, Civil Government, Cooper Act. Because during the American regime, nagkaroon tayo ng 3 forms of government. We have your military muna, tapos naging civil, tapos naging Commonwealth. Military, civil, and then naging Commonwealth. Okay? So, yun yung mga law na lumalabas usually sa board exam. O, aralin natin yung mga branches of the government. What are the 3 branches of the government? We have your executive, legislative, and judiciary. Okay? So, the lawmaking body, tagagawa ng batas, is legislative. The implementing body is your executive. Implement, execute. Executive. The interpreting body is your judiciary. Pag sinabi nating legislative, ang nandyan ay ang senators, okay, yung mga congressman, kasi yan yung Senate and Congress. Okay, so ang Senate mayroon 24 members, ang Congress mayroon 250 members. And then we have your executive, o nandyan ay yung president and vice president. And we have your judiciary. In judiciary, we have your Supreme Court. Okay, so sino ba mga nasa Supreme Court? We have 15 members, 1 Chief Justice, and 13 Associate Justices. So, we have your executive, legislative, and judiciary. Sinong pinakamataas sa kanilang tatlo? Oh, wala. Pantay sila ng powers. We have the doctrine of separation of powers. But how do we ensure na there is no abuse na nangyayari in each department? We have the principle of check and balance, okay? So, pag tinanong sa inyo, pag chinek down ni judiciary, si executive, so ano ang pwede nilang i-declare? That is declaring the act of the president unconstitutional, okay? Declaring the act of the president unconstitutional. Nakuha, guys? Let's talk about impeachment. Which of the following is not a ground for impeachment? Letter A, treason and bribery. Letter B, graft and corruption. Letter C, sexual harassment. Letter D, other high crimes. Anong sasagot nyo? Sexual harassment. Okay? Pag tinanong sa inyo, sino yung first impeached president in the Philippines? Wala pa. Kasi si Erap, nag-undergo siya ng impeachment trial pero hindi niya natatapos. So, hindi siya declared as impeached. Kaya ang sagot nyo doon, pag first impeached person in the Philippines, Chief Justice Renato Corona. Okay? First impeached person in the Philippines, Chief Justice Renato Corona. Okay, next one. Aralin natin yung mga forms of government ninyo. Ba't tinanong sa inyo? All authority emanates from the people. Democracy. Pero pang may karugtong siya, but with chosen representatives, Republican. If it is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, democracy, but we are electing our officials, Republican. What is one-man rule? Monarchy. King or queen? Monarchy. Describe the government of England, constitutional monarchy. Okay, pag tinanong naman sa inyo, ruled by a selected few, oligarchy. What is the rule of the elites in the society? Aristocracy, which is almost the same with oligarchy. So, pag walang aristocracy, you can answer oligarchy. Nakuha, guys? Ayan. Paano naman pag tinanong sa inyo, there is no government at all, that is anarchy. No government at all, anarchy. No private property, communism. Everything is owned by the government, communism. There is equal distribution of wealth, communism. Nakuha? Paano naman ba tinanong sa inyo? What is the leadership of people by talent? Meritocracy. Leadership of people by talent. Meritocracy. Pagka national affairs will be solved at the national level, local affairs will be solved at the local level. That is your federalism. Okay, federalism. And ito, actual board exam question. Ano daw kapag yung executive and legislative is within the powers of the president, we call it presidential. Executive plus legislative within the president. I'm sorry. Okay, for executive and legislative, that is your parliamentary. Okay, executive plus legislative, that is your parliamentary. Pero pag executive only, that is your presidential. Okay, executive, legislative, parliamentary, executive only, presidential. Nakuha, guys, yung mga forms of government? Okay, next one. Aralin naman natin yung inyong mga writ, mga batas, mga rights, ganon. Okay, pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the right to life, liberty, and security? Writ of amparo. Bring me the body, writ of habeas corpus. Bring me the information, writ of habeas data. Show me the witness in the court, writ of habeas corpus. Show me the documents, writ of habeas data. Basta tandaan nyo na lang, guys, pag ang hinihingi sa inyo ay body, that is corpus. Pero pag ang hinihingi sa inyo ay information, that is data. Naintindihan? So what is the right to a balanced and healthful ecology? That is your writ of kalikasan. Okay, balanced and healthful ecology, writ of kalikasan. What is your right to enjoy life? Okay, civil rights. Okay, your right to enjoy life, civil rights. What is your right to participate in governance, including the right to vote and the right to seek public office? That is your political rights. So, tandaan nyo, guys, pag mayroong participation in governance, that is your political rights. Okay? What is the right to vote? Suffrage. What is the right to seek public office? Suffrage, then hinati ko lang kanyang definition. Suffrage is the right to vote and the right to seek public office. Okay? So, pag right to vote, suffrage. Pag right to seek public office, suffrage. But what is given the right to vote? That is franchise. Okay? Given the right to vote, disenfranchised, what is the removal of the right to vote? Disenfranchised, okay? Given the right to vote, franchise, removal of the right to vote, disenfranchised. But if you are thrown to another country or away from home, ang tawag dyan ay exiled, okay? Thrown to another country or away from home, that is exiled. Pero pag you are sentenced to death, that is execution. Execution, okay? Naintindihan, guys? Okay, ulitin natin. What is the right to life, liberty, security? Amparo. Bring me the body. Corpus. Bring me the information. Data. Show me the witness. Corpus. Show me the documents. Data. Right to a balanced and healthful ecology. That is your writ of kalikasan. What is the right to enjoy life? Civil rights. Okay, right to enjoy life. Civil rights. Participation in governance. Political rights. What is your right to vote? Suffrage. What is your right to seek public office? Suffrage. What is given the right to vote? Franchised. What is removal of the right to vote? Disenfranchised. If you are thrown to another country, exiled. But if you are sentenced to death, executed. Naintindihan? Okay, next one. Aralin naman natin yung mga convention. So kapag sinabi natin territories of the sea, that is your UNCLOS. United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Pero pag nakita ninyo ang Geneva Convention, that is about soldiers, that is vindication of soldiers who became incapable of fighting. Paano naman kapag nakita nyo doon ay Kyoto Protocol? Si Kyoto Protocol is about mitigating the consequences of global warming. So in short, that is about environment. Because Kyoto Protocol, binuo siya during the Rio de Janeiro Convention na mayroong dalawang advocacy. So, yung advocacy ng Rio de Janeiro Convention is environmental protection and sustainable development. Kaya pag tinanong kayo, the Kyoto Protocol advocates blank. You answer, environmental protection. Naintindihan? Okay, who were the first missionaries to arrive in the Philippines? Augustinians. And it was followed by Franciscans, followed by Jesuits, followed by Dominicans, followed by Recollects, and Benevolents. Okay? Basta guys, hayaan nyo na yun. Ang mahalaga na una, Augustinians. Okay? Matinanong naman, who were the first aboriginal settlers in the Philippines? Aboriginal settlers, that is your Negritos, followed by Indones, followed by Malays. Okay? Negritos, Indones, and Malays. Who were the first teacher of Filipinos? First teacher, that is your American soldiers. Okay? American soldiers. Dumating yung mga Thomasites. Are they trained teachers or trained soldiers? They are trained teachers. Kaya sila yung ating first formal teachers. So, ulitin natin ha. First teachers, American soldiers. First formal teachers, Thomasites. Nakuha guys? Okay. Sino ang first Spanish Governor General? Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. Sino yung last Spanish Governor General? Diego de los Rios. Who was the Spanish Governor General during the monopoly of tobacco? Jose Basco. Jose Basco. Sino naman yung nag-suggest ng Spanish surname by Filipinos? Pag Spanish surname, that is Narciso Claveria. O, ulitin ko ha, pag monopoly of tobacco, Jose Basco. Pag Spanish surname, Narciso Claveria. Pag tinanong kayo, during nakalakalangal yon, to what countries did the Philippines had extended contacts with? You answer, Mexico. Dahil ang ruta ng kalakalangal yun noon, Manila, Acapulco. So, we had extended contacts with Mexico. O, pag tinanong kayo, it is an economic policy of the 16th century and the expansionist theorist explanation why they discovered new lands. Ang isasagot nyo doon ay mercantilism. Oh, ito yung keyword nyo doon, economic policy. If they are after economy, kaya sila nag-expand ng land, ang tawag doon ay mercantilism. Ang sinasabi ng mercantilism, ang yaman ng isang bansa ay depende sa dami ng ginto. So that's your mercantilism. Pero kapag ang tinatanong sa inyo ay territory, o kaya sila nag-expand to increase the territory, ang tawag doon ay colonialism. Okay? Pag economic policy, mercantilism. Pag territory, that is colonialism. Nakuha guys. Pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the first labor? That is polo. Pag nagtatrabaho sa polo, ang tawag sa iyo ay polista. Pero pag ayaw mo magtrabaho, you pay the exemption fee, that is falya. Okay? Ano yung tawag sa town center? Cabecera. Resettlement in town center called cabeceras, reduction. Pero pag tanong ay municipality, you answer pueblo. Okay, ulitin natin na town center, cabecera, resettlement in town center, reduction. Pero Pag municipality, pueblo. Okay, anong tawag sa highest position that a native mestizo can achieve? Highest position, gobernadorcillo. Highest position, gobernadorcillo. Pero kapag ang tanong naman ay abuse ng mga friars, that is phylocracia. Abuse of the friars, phylocracia. Sino nagtatag ng La Solidaridad? La Solidaridad is Graciano Lopez Haina. Okay, Graciano Lopez Haina. La Independencia, Antonio Luna. Pagka La Liga Filipina, Jose Rizal. Okay, ulitin natin. La Solidaridad, si Haina. Sino naman ang La Independencia? Antonio Luna. At kapag La Liga Filipina, Jose Rizal. Ang tanong doon, at present, to what can we liken La Liga Filipina? So we can liken it to National Socio-Civic Organization. National Socio-Civic Organization. Sino daw yung nagtatag ng Iglesia Filipina Independiente? Yung IFI. So that is a church na remnant ng revolution, that is Isabelo de los Reyes. Okay? So si Agrippa ay bishop nila. Pero yung nag-found talaga ng IFI is Isabelo de los Reyes. And aside from that, mayroon din siyang tinatag na labor union. That labor union is your Union Obrera Democratica. Union Obrera Democratica. So, ang founder din yan ay si Isabelo de los Reyes. Naintindihan? Okay. Next one, we have your, anong banda daw ang nag-play ng Marcha Nacional Filipina? The ating national anthem. During the declaration of the Philippine independence, you answer, San Francisco de Malabon Band. San Francisco de Malabon Band. Pero sino nagdeklara ng kalayaan ng Pilipinas? Si Emilio Aguinaldo. Kailan? June 12, 1898. Saan? Sa Kawit, Cavite. Sino sumulat ng titik ng pambansang awit? Always remember, you use your palm in writing. Kaya ang sumulat ng titik ay si Jose Palma. Pero ang naglabat ng musika ay si Julian Felipe. Naglabat ng musika, Julian Felipe. Nakuha guys? Sino natahi ng watawat ng Pilipinas? Marcela Agoncillo. Pero syempre, may kasama siya na dalawang babae. So, it's Marcela Agoncillo and friends. Okay? So, sila ang nagtahi ng watawat ng Pilipinas. Naintindihan? Okay. Next one. Aralin natin yung mga Philippine president, ha? Sino daw yung, president na nag-promise to make his country great again? Si Ferdinand Marcos, who is the man of the masses, magsaysay. Guy of the masses, magsaysay. Pero pag father of the masses, Estrada. Ulitin natin. Man, guy, magsaysay. Father of the masses, Estrada. Yung kanyang advocacy ay a strong republic, Gloria Arroyo. Tuwid na daan, Benigno Aquino. Sino yung Chicks is coming? Change is coming, Rodrigo Duterte. Pag tinanong sa inyo, sino yung Pilipino muna? Carlos P. Garcia. Sino yung Pilipinas 2000? Fidel V. Ramos. Okay? Pilipino muna, Carlos Garcia. Pilipinas 2000, Fidel V. Ramos. Commonwealth Government, Manuel L. Quezon. Puppet Republic, Jose P. Laurel. And Revolutionary Government, Emilio Aguinaldo. Sa kanilang lahat, ang medyo hindi talaga pinag-uusapan ay si Diosdado Macapagal. Pero siya ang lagi lumalabas sa board exam. Pag tinanong kayo, who is dubbed as the incorruptible, that is Diosdado Macapagal. Pag tinanong sa inyo, sino nag-abolish ng tenancy, that is Diosdado Macapagal. Pag tinanong sa inyo, sino ang nag-mandate na ang Philippine independence be back to June 12, 1898, Diosdado Macapagal. At sino ang naglagda na ang mga sertipiko ay dapat na sa Filipino, Diosdado Macapagal. Nakuha guys? Okay, next one. Aralin natin yung mga trade, okay? Pag sinabi natin yung regulation of trade, that is your belt trade. Okay? So yung mga policies regarding trade, nakasama doon sa belt trade. Pero pag tinanong sa inyo, nag-establish ng partial free foreign trade in the Philippines. Pag sinabi yung partial, letter P, so that is your Payne-Aldrich Act, letter P, okay? Partial, letter P, Payne-Aldrich Act, letter P. Pag sinabi naman full, free foreign trade in the Philippines, pag full, that is Underwood-Simons Act, okay? Pag partial, anong sagot? Payne-Aldrich Act, okay? Pero pag full, Underwood-Simons Act. Nakuha, guys? Discuss natin yung 3 powers of the state. What are the 3 powers of the state? We have power of taxation, power of eminent domain, and power of police, or the police power. Yung police power, that is simply regulation of the rights for the general welfare of the public. Yung ano naman, yung power of eminent domain, that is the same with power of expropriation. So, sinasabi niya lang, the government can take a private property for public use provided that there is just compensation. Okay? Just compensation is the keyword. At pag sinabi naman power of taxation, that is imposing a charge of burden upon person's property or property of rights. Charge of burden, that is the power of taxation. And we have different types of taxes. Kapag siya ay binabayaran ng every adult citizen, that is your community tax or your cedula. Okay? Pero kapag siya naman ay naka-impose on the goods and services that we consume, that is your consumer's tax or value-added tax. Pero pag yan ay based on the salary ng mga practicing professionals, ang tawag dyan ay income tax. Nakuha, guys? Okay, next one. O, sino daw ang ama ng katipunan? Andres Bonifacio, ama ng revolusyon. Andres Bonifacio, utak ng katipunan. Si Emilio Jacinto, utak ng revolusyon. Apolinario Mabini. Okay? Sino ang lakan ng katipunan? Andres Bonifacio. Lahambini ng katipunan, Gregoria de Jesus. Ina ng katipunan, Melchora Aquino. Leader ng longest revolt, Francisco Dagohoy. Sino naman ang supremo ng Katagalugan? Macario Sakay. Okay. Sino naman ang last Raha of Manila? Raha Sulaiman. Ano yung pinakaunang city na in-establish sa Philippines? Cebu City. At sino ang hero of the Battle of Tirad Pass? Gregorio del Pilar. Sino ang greatest painter? Si Juan Luna. Okay? Juan Luna. O, pag tinanong sa inyo, sino si Quijano de Manila? That is Nick Joaquin. Quijano de Manila, Nick Joaquin. Ano ang hindi sagisag panulat ni Marcelo H. del Pilar? Ang sagot doon ay Quinting Colirat. Hindi sagisag panulat ni Marcelo H. del Pilar, Quinting Colirat. Naintindihan, guys? Okay, next one. Aralin natin yung mga cooperative. Ano ba yung nag-generate ng funds so that they can grant loans? Yun ang keyword nyo, loans. That is your credit cooperative. Pero pag ang kanyang function naman ay para sa goods and services that we consume, consumers cooperative. Pero yung nasusupply ng electricity, ng water, transportation, communication, ang tawag doon ay service because those are services, okay? At ano naman yung joint production between industry and agriculture, that is your producers cooperative. Pero pag may two or more ka, pinagsama mo sila, ang tawag doon ay multi-purpose cooperative. Nakuha? Okay. Ano yung tawag kapag mayroon kang unpleasant feeling, okay, or sensation, di ba inilagay ka sa isang lugar na hindi mo nakasanayan yung kanilang pinagagawa, ang tawag dyan ay culture shock, okay? Ang ethnocentrism, yun yung superiority feeling. Yung feeling mo na kayo tama, yung iba mali. Yung kabaligtaran niyan, xenocentrism. Yan yung thinking mo na yung culture nyo ay mas mababa kaysa sa culture ng iba. Mas maganda yung foreign culture than your own culture. So that is your inferiority feeling. Okay? So yun yung mga about culture. And then, let's study Rizal. Anong Republic Act nagsabi na we have to include the study of Rizal in the curriculum? RA 1425. Okay? 1425. Ano daw yung poem na sinulat ni Rizal na kinukonsider as his crowning glory as a young poet, that is A la Juventud Filipina. Crowning glory as a young poet, A la Juventud Filipina. Ano yung ina-advocate niya sa kanyang poem na sa aking mga kabata or to my fellow children? The use of one's native tongue. Okay? Kasi sinabi niya, ang hindi marunong magmahal sa sariling wika ay higit sa hayop at malansang isda. Okay? So yun yung mga famous works ni Rizal. And then we have your Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. So, yung Noli Me Tangere, ang kanyang is, it is a work of the heart. Kasi masaya pag sila doon. It is about love, wit, and humor. Pero yung El Filibusterismo, it is the work of the mind. Kasi it is about revenge, sorrow, and misery. Okay? May lumabas sa board exam last time lang. Ano doon kinamatay ni Doña Pia na ina ni Maria Clara. So, ang kinamatay niya ay binap. Okay? Sa panganganak. So, kung mayroon sa choices na matinding hirap sa panganganak, you answer matinding hirap sa panganganak. Pero pag wala, you can answer matinding lagnat. Kasi nga, namatay siya sa binat sa panganganak kay Maria Clara. Pero ganito guys, ano yung ating priority na sagot? Pag mayroong specific answer na matinding hirap sa panganganak, yun ang isasagot nyo. Pero pag wala, you can answer matinding lagnat. Naintindihan? Okay. Next one, aralin natin yung inyong mga yung mga tao, yung mga arts, appreciation, and humanities. Ito, magtinanong sa inyo, sino yung Filipina singer who gained international recognition? Lea Salonga. Okay, international recognition, Lea Salonga. Sino ang national artist for painting? Carlos Francisco. National artist for music? Lucio San Pedro. Sino yung proponent ng Arena Theater? Severino Montano. Sino ang proponent ng Sala Theater? Roger Crame. C-R-A-M-E. Roger Crame. Sino yung recently awarded sculptor? Napoleon Abueva. Pero sino yung famous for the sculpture of landmarks? That is Eduardo Castrillo. Nakuha, guys. Okay, so yan yung mga lumalabas sa inyo. Social science. Ito pa. Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano yung tawag doon sa single political unit? You answer city-states. Okay? Single political unit, city-states. Pero pag tinanong sa inyo, yung Incas Empire, that is Pizarro. Incas Empire, Pizarro. Okay? Pag tinanong sa inyo, yung kanina principal, yung mas marami yung pinapanganak kaysa namamatay taon-taon, kaya lumalobo ang population, that is Tomas Malthus. Pag tinanong sa inyo, sino yung first speaker of the Philippine Assembly? That is Sergio Osmeña. First speaker of the Philippine Assembly, Sergio Osmeña. Pero pag tinanong sa inyo, sino yung Field Marshal Army of the Philippines? Field Marshal, okay? Marshal Return, Douglas MacArthur. Field Marshal Douglas MacArthur. Sino ang father of local government code? That is Aquilino Pimentel. Father of local government code, Aquilino Pimentel. Sino daw ang first na editor ng La Solidaridad? Graciano Lopez Haina. First editor of La Solidaridad, Graciano Lopez Haina. Pero ang lumabas last time, sino ang second editor? Yung second editor ay si Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Second editor, Marcelo H. Del Pilar. So that is your social science. Next one, we have your biological science. Pag tinanong sa inyo, yung mga mga ecosystem. Basta pag may binigay sa inyo doon na food chain, asagot nyo doon, the lion will eventually die. Okay? The lion will eventually die. Basta hayaan nyo na kung ano yung tanong, mahalaga na matay yung lion. Okay? The lion will eventually die. Another one, pag tinanong sa inyo, ano daw yung mga makikita, ano yung nagkakos ng dysentery. Dysentery, Entamoeba histolytica. What causes dysentery? Entamoeba histolytica. Pag ang tanong naman, what causes malaria? That is your Plasmodium vivax. Pag walang Plasmodium vivax, you can answer Plasmodium. Pag walang Plasmodium, you can answer Protist. So tatlo ang possible answer. We have Plasmodium, Vivax, Plasmodium, and Protist. Yun yung nagkakos ng malaria. Okay? Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano daw ang nasa kingdom fungi? So you can answer yeast. You can also answer Microsporidia. Okay? Yeast and Microsporidia. Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano sa kingdom plantae? You answer Magnolidae. Kingdom plantae, you answer Magnolidae. Ano daw ang nag-feed on necrotic and decaying matter? The answer is yeast. Okay? Necrotic and decaying matter, the answer is yeast because yeast is a fungi and fungi are organisms that feeds on necrotic and decaying matter. Okay? Ano ang nagkakos ng red tide? That is your dinoflagellates. Nagkakos ng red tide, dinoflagellates. Nakuha, guys? Tinanong sa inyo, ano daw yung example ng useful bacteria? You answer probiotics such as Bifidobacterium. Probiotics such as Bifidobacterium. So, yun yung mga actual organisms na lumalabas sa board exam. Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano ang polar bear? Siya ay carnivore. Kapag koala bear, siya ay herbivore. Okay? Polar bear, carnivore. Koala bear, herbivore. Ang teddy bear, hindi siya kasali. Pag sinabi natin omnivore, they can eat both plants and animals. Nakuha? Okay. So, ito pa yung mga lumalabas na mga kingdom sa board exam. Basta tandaan nyo na lang. Ano yung with ability for locomotion? Kingdom Animalia. Okay? With ability for locomotion, Kingdom Animalia. They have the most number. They have the most number of species. Okay? And then, ano naman yung without ability for locomotion? Ang tawag siya na Kingdom Plantae. These are also your autotrophs, meaning they can manufacture their own food in the process called photosynthesis. Okay. So, yun yung mga organisms. Now, pag tinanong sa inyo yung mga relationship, pag tinanong yung sampagita plant planted near a mango tree, ang sagot nyo doon ay competition. Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano ang tawag doon sa ginagawa ng ant colony during summer, churot-churot o churot-churot, ang tawag doon ay ecological niche. Yung niche, yan yung role na piniplay mo in the ecosystem everyday. Naintindihan? Okay, pag tinanong sa inyo, ano yung mga body parts that remains in the body but serves no specific function, that is your vestigial structure. Yung mga nananatili sa buhay mo pero wala ng kwenta, vestigial yan. And then, pag tinanong sa inyo, human arms, bat wings, o sales flippers are examples of homologous structure. Human arm, bat wings, sales flippers are examples of homologous structure. O, pag may mga intermediate is favored, ang tawag natin dyan ay stabilizing selection. Okay? Stabilizing selection. So, the father of evolution is Charles Darwin. The father of genetics is Gregor Mendel. The father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. Naintindihan? Okay. O, pag tinanong naman sa inyo, ano daw yung tawag sa mga damage in the DNA that which were not corrected. So, it was manifested mutation. Those are the abnormalities in the genes. We call it mutation. Ano daw ang tawag sa response ng mga organism to stimuli? We call it irritability. But the automatic response of the organism to stimuli is called reflex. So, may word na automatic, ang sagot dyan ay reflex. Kapag ang plants na-respond sa light, ang tawag dyan ay phototropism. Pag nag-respond naman siya sa gravity, ang tawag ay geotropism. Pero pag nag-respond siya sa water, hydrotropism. Pag nag-respond siya sa touch, stigmotropism. Ang gumawa ng response ay animals, palitan nyo lang yung word ng tropism ng taxis. Naintindihan? O, laging lumalabas din yung photosynthesis and respiration. O, basta tandaan nyo lang ha, yung photosynthesis, nangyayari siya sa leaf ng plant, okay? And then, ang mga inputs niya ay sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Ang cellular respiration naman ay, yung paggamit natin ng glucose na na-form natin in the process of photosynthesis. So, i-breakdown nyo lang ulit yon into water and carbon dioxide. Ang photosynthesis nangyayari sa chloroplast. Pag tinanong kayo, why is chlorophyll green? Because it reflects the green light. And then, yung cellular respiration nangyayari sa mitochondria, it is the powerhouse of the cell. Pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the most abundant organic molecule on Earth? You answer cellulose. Most abundant organic molecule on Earth, you answer cellulose. But what is the most abundant inorganic molecule on Earth? You answer water. Okay? Pag organic, cellulose. Pag inorganic, water. Pag tinanong naman sa inyo, ano daw yung most abundant elements found in a living matter, you answer chinops. Chinops ay carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Pag tinanong naman sa inyo, what are the four? Pag specific na four lang, you answer chon. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. O, naintindihan, guys? Okay, so yun yung mga lumalabas sa inyong biochemistry. Oh, madali lang yung biochemistry ha. Itatanong lang nila sa inyo yung mga sources ng carbohydrate. So, example niyan, yung rice, di ba? Another cup of rice, extra rice, yung bread, yung root crops, fruits, and vegetables. And then, pag tinanong sa inyo, ano yung sources ng protein, so you can answer meat, fish, okay? O, alam niyo na yan, mga eggs, so mga hormones, mga enzymes, those are proteins. And then, pag tinanong sa inyo, examples ng mga lipids, so yung mga butter, yung mga ganon, yung mga fats, mga oil, okay? And nucleic acids, we have your DNA and your RNA. Naku nga, guys. Okay. O, pag tinanong sa inyo, anong method ng contraception daw ang mayroong 100% success rate? Yung hindi ka mabubuntis, kahit mag-KFC ka lang. Ang tawag doon ay abstinence, okay? Abstinence. There is no pregnancy. KFC finger licking good, huwag kayong magulo, oo. So, yun yung may 100% success rate. Intindihan? Okay, yung mga mga phylum tayo ng mga animals na lumalabas sa board exam. O, lagi lang dyan yung arthropoda. Arthropoda are the organisms with jointed, okay? Jointed legs. Yung may mga ganito, ayan. Jointed legs, okay? Yun lang lagi lumalabas. And then, ano ba? Yung biological science. Mga body parts, okay? So, ilan daw ang bones ng body? We have 207 pag lalaki, kasi may isang boner. Pero usually talaga 206 lang, okay? Mayroon tayong 206 bones in the body. Pag ni-remove mo ang collagen, magiging brittle siya, okay? Ano daw ang tawag dito sa collarbone? We call it your clavicle. And then, Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano yung part of the brain responsible for memory, thinking, and intelligence, that is cerebrum. Pero pag balance and movement, that is your cerebellum. Ano daw yung sakit na makukuha natin pag nag-breakdown yung alveoli or alveolar walls within our lungs? Emphysema. Okay? Emphysema. Nakuha, guys? Ano daw yung pwede nating i-donate? Without sacrificing or compromising our total well-being, you can donate your kidney. Habang nabubuhay ka, you can donate one of your kidney. Okay? Pag tinanong sa inyo, ano daw yung possible na maging complications pa ng mga atherosclerosis, you can answer cerebrovascular accident or CVA. So, yun yung mga sakit-sakit na lumalabas sa science. And then, may physical science pa tayo. Okay, pag tinanong sa inyo, what is the lowest rank of gold? You answer lignite. Lowest lignite. Pero pag tanong sa inyo is the highest rank of gold, you answer anthracite. Lowest lignite, highest anthracite. O yung color ng star, nakadepende sa kanyang temperature. Yung color ng star, nakadepende sa temperature. Movement of the Earth on its orbit, ang tawag dyan ay revolution. Pero pag movement ng Earth on its axis, ang tawag ay rotation. So, one rotation will lead to 24 days. Okay, 24 hours. Okay, so we have day and night, 24 hours. Ang tanong sa board exam, how many seconds are there in one day? You answer 86,400. Okay, 86,400 seconds in one day. What causes season? So, yung cause ng season ay tilting of the Earth on its axis because the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees on its axis. Okay? O, pag tinanong kayo anong ginagamit natin to measure the hardness of mineral, you answer Mo. M-O-H. Mo scale of hardness. And then, yung Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Kaya pag mayroon tayong storm, ang tawag ay typhoon because we are located at the Pacific Ocean. Pero kapag nakalocate yung bansa sa Atlantic Ocean, ang tawag sa kanilang storm ay hurricane. Okay? Pag Pacific is typhoon, pagka Atlantic is hurricane. Naintindihan, guys? Okay. Ano daw yung mga orbitals? We have your SPDF. So, S is 2 electrons, P is 6, D is 10, and F is 14. So, 2, 6, 10, 14. Kung mapapansin nyo, plus 4 lang siya palagi. 2 plus 4, 6, plus 4, 10, plus 4, 14. Yan yung SPDF. So, lumabas during our time, P orbital, the answer is 6. Okay? And then, pag nagko-compute kayo ng mga number of protons, electrons, and neutrons, tandaan nyo lang, the number of protons and electrons is always equal to the atomic number. The number of protons and electrons is always equal to the atomic number. Pero pag tinanong sa inyo, paano kinocompute ang neutrons? Atomic mass. Okay? Atomic mass minus atomic number. So, yung mga elements, we have 118 elements in the periodic table. Pero, syempre, hindi nyo problema lahat yon. As long as you know calcium and tellurium, calcium Ca, tellurium Te, okay na yon. Yun ang lumalabas sa board exam. Calcium and tellurium. Anong rocks yun nabubuo sa bodies of water? Sedimentary rocks. Anong rocks ang nabubuo sa mga volcano, cooling or hardening of magma? Igneous rock, okay? Pero yung metamorphic, siya yung dating igneous, dating sedimentary na subject to heat and pressure, kaya siya nagbago. We have metamorphic rocks. Ano ang tawag sa nag-aaral ng rocks? Rockista, diba? Syempre hindi, rockologist, okay? Rockologist, ay hindi din, petrologist, okay? Petrologist, the study of rocks. So, yung nag-aaral ng rocks ay petrologist. So, nakuha, guys. Okay, so yun yung inyong physical science. Next one, wag na tayo mag-mathematics. Wala akong alam, okay? Ito na lang. So, mathematics, tinanong kayo, how many prime numbers are there from 1 to 100? You answer 25, okay? There are 25 prime numbers from 1 to 100. Pero kung tinanong sa inyo, how many times will a digit appear from 1 to 100? How many times will a digit appear from 1 to 100? You answer 20, okay? You answer 20. Kung tinanong sa inyo, Toyota car traveling at a rate of 70 kilometers per hour. Joke lang, okay? Baka kasi baguhin nila yung given, okay? So, ayan. Ano ba? Pag pinag-compute kayo, kung, alimbawa, anong this year, April 18, 2014 is Friday, on what day will April 18, 2016 fall? Pag mga ganun yung tanong, kung anong araw magiging ganito, ganyan, ang isang araw sa susunod na year, basta tandaan nyo lang, +1, okay? +1. Pero, Before kayo mag plus 1 plus 1, tingnan nyo muna yung year, i-divide nyo siya into 4. Pag divisible siya by 4, meaning mag-fall siya into leap year. Mag-fall siya into leap year, so you add additional 1 day. Okay, additional 1 day. So, pag leap year. Pero pag hindi, just 1 day every year. Okay, magkakaroon ka lang ng additional 1 day pa pag leap year. And then, pag tinanong sa inyo, if the first day of September falls on Wednesday, on what day will the last day of September be? Pag ang tanong naman ay first day and last day, yung rule lang natin dyan, if there are 30 days in a month, 30, yun naman, plus 1. 31 days in a month plus 2. 30 days plus 1, 31 days plus 2. Ang problema natin ngayon, hindi natin alam kung ano may 30 days at 31 days. So, marunong kayo magganito, di ba? O hindi ako marunong maganyan, pero memorize ko ang tula, 30 days sa September, April, June, and November. All the rest is 31 except February, which is 28. Hindi nyo na naman memorize yung tula. O basta, 4 lang yung months na mayroong 30 days, and that is your Johns. Ano ang J? Anong January? June, okay? June, ang A ay April, ang N ay November, and S is September. So, yun yung mga months na mayroong 30 days. So, pag 30 days yan, plus 1. Nakuha? 31 days, plus 2. Okay. Now, pag tinanong sa inyo yung yung mga uri ng polygon, okay? Pag mayroong 2 sides, anong tawag doon? Di ba pag 2 by, so that's your bigone. O, syempre, walang ganon, joke lang yun. Okay, o anong mauna? Yung 3 sides, 3 is triangle, 4, quadrilateral, 5, pentagon, 6, hexagon, 7, heptagon, 8, octagon, 9, nonagon, 10, decagon, 11, undecagon, and 12 is dodecagon. So, yun yung inyong mga polygon. Naintindihan? Okay. O, yun lang yung alam ko sa mate. O, bahala na kayo sa iba. Basta kayo yung iraos yan, okay? May calculator naman kayo. O, next one, we have your Filipino. O, ayan, medyo bawi tayo sa Filipino. Ito yung pinakamasarap na part ng board exam. Makaka-relax na kayo. Ganito lang yung mga tanong nila. O, ano ang salitang ugat ng pinaglabanan? Laban. Ano ang salitang ugat ng patirahin? Tira. Okay? Pati sa inyo, alin sa mga sumusunod ang mortal na kaaway na pakikinig? Ingay. Ano ang hindi mahalagang salik ng talumpati? Pagyayabang. Kuha? Okay. Sino ang ama ng sarswelang Tagalog? Severino Reyes. Makata ng Magagawa, Amado Hernandez. Ama ng maikling kwento sa Pilipinas, Deo Gracias Rosario. Ang makatang laureado, Jesus Balmori. Sino ang ama ng nobelang Tagalog? Si Valeriano Peña. Sino ang ama ng panulaang Tagalog? Panulaang Tagalog ay si Francisco Baltazar at ang pahayagang Tagalog ay si Pascual Poblete. O may naiintindihan kayo, o di ba? Wala ulitin ko, okay? O makata ng Manggagawa, Amado Hernandez. Maikling kwento sa Pilipinas, Deo Gracias Rosario. Makatang laureado, Jesus Balmori. Panulaang Tagalog, Francisco Baltazar. Pahayagang Tagalog, Pascual Poblete. At nobelang Tagalog, Valeriano Peña. Tandaan nyo lang guys, yung ginito ang panahon ng panitikang Filipino ay panahon ng mga Hapones kasi pinagbawal nila ang Ingles. And then yung tawag natin sa pre-Hispanic system of writings ng mga Filipinos ay baybayin. So isa pang tawag ay alibata. Pero nagkaroon ng modernisasyon ang wikang pambansa taong 1987. So noong 1971, binago ang ating alphabet. So siya ay naging English alphabet, yan ay pinagyamang alfabeto. Pero, yung pinagyamang alfabeto, binago ulit nila, pinasimple pa nila. So, yun yung simplified alphabet noong 1987. That is your pinasimpling alfabeto. So, yun yung ginagamit natin ngayon. Kapag 1971, pinagyaman. Kapag 1987, that is pinasimple. Okay? Pero ano daw yung bigkas ng modern alphabet ngayon? Sagot nyo doon ay English. Okay? English. So, pasilat sa namin natin cluster, kambal, katinig. Ang sinabi naman ng diptongo, isang patinig at isang malapatinig. Yung mga aw, iw, iw, o, ay, oy, oy. Naintindihan? O, yung mga tayo-tay tayo. Pagka inulit-ulit niya ang unahan, ang tawag anapora. Pag inulit-ulit niya ang dulo, epipora. Pero pag ang dulo naging unahan, anadiplosis. Naintindihan, guys? Okay. O, paano nang pag tinanong sa inyo, ano ang tawag doon sa salitang ugat or salitang nakapag-iisa? Ang tawag dyan ay malayang morpema. Pero pag walang malayang morpema, you can answer morpemang lexical. Malayang morpema or morpemang lexical. Naintindihan? Okay. Hello, sir. Pag tinanong, hayaan nyo na siguro sila, no? Pag tinanong sa inyo, wala tuloy ako. Yung 12 aklat na nadala ng malaking impluwensya sa daigdig. So, we have Quran, Biblia, El Cid Campeador, Divine Comedy, Song of Roland, Book of the Dead, Book of the Sun, 1001, Arabian Nights, Canterbury Tales, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Iliad and Odyssey, and Mahabharata. Basta tandaan nyo lang doon, ang hindi kasali ay Romeo and Juliet. Okay? Ang hindi kasali ay Romeo and Juliet. Nakuha, guys? Next one. Pagka mga variety ng wika naman tayo, pag sinasalita sa isang lugar or lalawigan, dialekto. Pero pag based sa iyong estado sa lipunan, sociolect. Pag sariling wika, idiolect. Pag sariling wika, idiolect. Okay? Pag mga sinasalita natin araw-araw yung mga ecolect. Pero yung based sa iyong profession or field of expertise, ang tawag dyan ay jargon. Aralin naman natin yung mga epiko. Pag epiko ng mga Ilocano, ano nga yun? Yung biag nilamang. Biag nilamang. Ilocano. Kapag Bicolano, Ibalon at Aslon. Bicolano, Ibalon at Aslon. Pag Mindanao, kasama dyan ang Inderpatra at Sulaiman, yung Bidasari. May 4 na epiko ang mga Bisaya. Yan ay Hinilawod, Haraya, ano pang isa? Lagda at Maragtas. Okay, Hinilawod, Haraya, Lagda at Maragtas. Yun yung mga epiko ng mga Bisaya. Pero pag epiko ng mga Ifugao, that is Alim at Hudhod. Okay? Alim at Hudhod. So, yun yung mga epiko. Sino daw ang dakilang manunulat ng Kilusang Propaganda? Dakilang manunulat, Jose Rizal. Dakilang orador, Graciano Lopez Haina. Ama ng Pringles, Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Hindi yung kasali. Nakita yung bigote ni Del Pilar, siya yung ama ng Pringles. Okay? Ulitin natin, siya ang dakilang political analyst. Sino yung dakilang manunulat? Si Jose Rizal. Dakilang orador, Graciano Lopez Haina. Dakilang political analyst, Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Silang tatlo ang triumvirate ng Kilusang Propaganda. Naintindihan? Teorya ng wika tayo. Pag sinabi natin ang wika ay bunga ng masidhing damdamin ng tao, yan ay teoryang pupo. Dahil ang bata, pag pumupupo, masidhi ang kanyang damdamin. Kaya pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa masidhing damdamin ng tao, teoryang pupo. Pero pag nanggaling sa tunog ng kalikasan, teoryang bawaw. Dahil ang bawaw ay tunog ng aso. At ang aso ay hayop. At ang hayop ay parte ng kalikasan. Kaya pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa tunog ng kalikasan, teoryang bawaw. Pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa tunog ng bagay, teoryang ding-dong. Dahil ang ding-dong ay tunog ng doorbell. At ang doorbell ay bagay. Kaya pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa tunog ng bagay, teoryang ding-dong. Pag ang wika ay galing sa kumpas ng kamay, teoryang tata. Dahil ang bata pag bumababay, sinusundan niya lang ang kumpas ng kanyang kamay. Tata, tata. So, teoryang tata. Pero pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa persang physical, teoryang yoheho. Dahil pag ikaw ay pinipersa ng physical, ikaw ay napapa yoheho. Kaya pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa persang physical, teoryang yoheho. Pero pag ang wika ay nanggaling sa mga ritual ng mga pangkat etniko, teoryang tararabum di ay. Dahil ang teorya ay yung teorya. Ang ritual nila ay boom, tararabum, tararabum. Kaya bang ang wika ay nanggaling sa ritual teoryang tararabum di ay. Naintindihan? Ano ang tawag natin sa kwento na tungkol sa pinagmula ng San Sinukuban at paniniwala sa Diyos at Diyosa? Mitolohiya. Okay? Ano ang pabula? Kwento na ang karakter ay hayop, kapupulutan ng aral. Ano ang parabola? Kwento na hango sa Biblia, kapupulutan ng aral. Ano ang anekdota? Kwento na hango sa tunay ng buhay ng tao, kapupulutan ng aral. Okay? Ano naman yung tawag natin sa paghahanap ng krus na binabakuan kay Kristo? Tibag. Okay? Paghahanap ng matutuluyan, panunuluyan. Paghahanap ng singsing, karagatan. Okay? Magbilang lang tayo mula 11 to 20 in Tagalog para maaral yung asimilasyon. Pag 11, 10 gitling isa. Pag walang gitling yun, magdudugtong. Magiging 11, 14, 16. So, kailangan 10 gitling isa para 11. Pag 12, 12. Pagka ang karuto niya ay D, L, R, S, T, tanggalin mo yung G, magiging 12. Pag 13, 13. 14, 10, gitling, 4 para 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17. Pagka yung letter B at P ang kanyang kasunod, magiging letter M, 17, 18, 18. Walang magbago pag W, Y, M, N, H, G. 18. Pag 19, 11 siyam, ang 20, 10. O 10 din daw, 20 ha, o 20. O aralin natin yung mga antas ng wika. Ang pinakamababa, balbal. Ang salitang kalye yun. Ang pinakamayaman, pampanitikan. Kasi may mga katalinghaga, okay? Yan yung pinakamayamang antas ng wika. Pero yung sinasalita mo araw-araw, ang tawag dyan ay kolokyal. At yung mga awiting bayan naman tayo. Kasi awiting bayan, o pag sinabing patulog sa bata, o yayi, o hele, pag magpapakasal, Diona, pag paglilibing, umbay, dahil may libing, ikaw ay nalulumbay. O kapag paggawa, yung mga work, suliranin. Kapag pamamangka, talinda, okay? Kapag, ano pa ba? Mga awit sa mga Diyos-Diyosan, dalit o imno. Kapag tagumpay, yan ay kumentang. So, yan yung mga, mga salient points na lumalabas sa Gen Ed. So, let's just hope na maulit yung mga yon, di ba? Para mga tatlo na lang yung problema nyo, yung hindi nyo alam yung mga sagot. So, sabihin nyo na sa board exam, oh my God, the questions look familiar. So, ayan, Eagles, may remaining time pa na nakitira sa atin. So, medyo i-boost na natin yung best natin sa remaining time na yon para wala tayong pagsisihan sa uli. Okay? So, God bless everyone. God bless on your journey. Soar high, Eagles.